Each and every Monday is $9 Monday at WagerTalk.com. All daily picks packages are priced at only $9, including $40 5% best bets. As an added bonus, all new users will receive $25 in wager bucks credited to their accounts, available for immediate use after their initial $9 Monday purchase. So make sure to take advantage of $9 Mondays at WagerTalk.com.
Welcome, everybody, to Wager Talk Today. It's a new week, April 19th. It's Monday. Teddy Covers and me, Lawrence Presman. Lots to talk about today. Marco D'Angelo joining us, a hotter handicapper I've never seen. I mean, it's like the Brad Pitt of handicapping right now. 21-4 NBA run, 19-6 hockey run. 5-3 baseball run. We'll give you that run. 5-3 counts. 19-5 in his last 12 days. You can tell I'm excited. Anytime we have Marco D'Angelo on, it's a good day. And of course, he's only the hors d'oeuvre, the hors d'oeuvre to Bryan Leonard. And he's going to be talking 3 NHL games. Bryan, Marco's going to look at some NBA and an NHL game. Teddy, how are you, brother? What's going on in your world? Talk to me. How was your weekend? And we got to discuss your kid because I saw the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, my weekend stunk. I went 0-2 yesterday. We have early start baseball, Patriots Day MLB. And if you bet a ticket on the the favorite White Sox or the under in the ball game, you're in trouble already. Boston with a 7-1 lead in the second. The game's already flown over the total. So it's fun to come on air on Patriots Day, early action in MLB. That's the only early start game for today. Lawrence?
You know, it's amazing. It's baseball's the only sport where a guy walks out to the mound and half an hour later the guy walks to the dugout and the game is over. Nobody's, your team hasn't batted. Nothing's happened, and it's 9-0. Well, we had a 6-0 yesterday in the first inning. It doesn't happen in any other sports. Hockey, they don't score 6 goals in 5 minutes, and even 2 touchdowns quick in an NFL game can be overcome. Anyway, dude, I got to tell you, you called me, I think, on Saturday. Guys, Teddy's got the cutest kid ever. His name is Isaac. He is 10, right? 10-ish?
Almost, yeah.
12? Yeah.
No, he'll be 10. He'll be 10 this summer.
Guys, every Saturday or Sunday, Teddy will explain, he takes Isaac to Fremont Street. Isaac is a drummer and a singer. They set up, and his boy busks on the street. He made $300 this week, dude. It's awesome. How often do you do it? I mean, the Jewish word is nachas, inner warmth. The amount of inner warmth you must get watching your boy doing that. I am so jealous.
I mean, he has fun out there. It's not about, sometimes he makes a bunch of cash like he did on Saturday, where things, his ratio of like dollar tips to 5s and 20s is abnormal for buskers. I'll just put it that way. He gets more than his fair share of bigger tokes. But I'm teaching about budgeting. All right, hey, you make some money, you're going to pay. This is what you get to spend, and this is what you have to give back, and these are your expenses. So we teach him a little bit about that. But more than anything, he just has fun out there, Prez. He's an aspiring musician. He loves to sing. He loves to drum. And he goes out there and jams on his buckets. And, I just sit back and watch. It's really fun. For me, we go out there again in the springtime. We go out. I try to go out at least for an hour or two every weekend. Sometimes we get it. Sometimes we don't. It doesn't happen much, obviously, during football season or the heart of basketball season. But spring and summer months, we're out there, most weekends where I will be out there for an hour or two.
Teddy, I got a connection. I know a guy, Rob Vino. His son is the drummer for Grayscale. Maybe next time Grayscale comes through, we can get Isaac up on stage.
the last time Grayscale was in town, Isaac went up on stage and jammed. Jammed
Nice!
with Rob Dino's son. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
So cool. What happened to the world of sports this weekend, bro?
Sure, let's get in a little bad beats, bad bets, and bad for the books. A recap of the betting action over the last couple of days. And normally I try to focus on what happened yesterday. But the worst MLB beat of the weekend came on Saturday. And it was only a 3-2 game. It was Indians plus 125 versus the Reds on Saturday. And Cleveland's up 2-1 in the eighth. No big deal. 2-1 right outside the base. First and third, nobody out. And then Naylor hits into a triple play. So there went that rally. No chance to pad the lead. And then bottom nine, 2 outs, nobody on. Reds still trailing by a run after the triple play from Cleveland. Naylor does a Bill Buckner on the ground ball to first base. It ends up being a 2-base error, and then the tie game with the single of the next batter, and then since he wins in the 10th. If you had Cleveland, that was brutal. I mean, I know it's only a 1-run lead. That was a tough beat if you had the Indians. What about the Pelicans yesterday in NBA action? Minus 1.5 at the close. They led the whole second half. They're still up 6 with a minute to play, minute and a half to play, 101-95. And the game, by the way, a dead nuts under 218 the whole way. But of course, the Pelicans blow the late lead, and Reggie Bullock hits the 3 to send it into overtime. And the Pelicans botch away the final possession. And they lose by 10 in overtime, and the game flies over the total. If you had New Orleans, if you had the under in that game, both brutal. And then the Raptors were 10.5 at the open yesterday. Then no Lowry and no Van Vliet and no Siakam, and it reopened at -6 and bet immediately down -5.5, -5 against OKC. And the Thunder were literally covering the spread for the entirety of the first 47 minutes and 49 seconds of the game. Then Boucher hit a 3. Toronto goes up 6, the lead at 6. But OKC dunks the other end, cuts it to 4, but just enough time to foul. When Tambe hits both at the free throw line, 2 of 2 free throws, the Raptors win by 6. OKC covers for 47 minutes and 49 seconds. That wasn't enough. Tough beat if you had the Thunder. A couple of bad bets worth noting. Hey, anyone who bet overs in MLB yesterday, it was a really rough day. Unders 11-3-1. 17 teams in baseball finished with 2 runs or less yesterday. 5 teams won scoring 2 runs or less yesterday. If you bet overs, mostly bad bets. There was a lot of Cubs money last night as well, -115 up to -140. Hendricks gave up 4 dingers in the top of the first. And Prez, you talked about it. He gave up 6 runs in the first. Game over. And it was last night for Cubs backers. And of course, in the NBA, they bet the Pacers in the under in early start action. It landed Hawks and over by double-digit margins. A couple of games bad for the books. There was nothing but Clippers money against the T-Wolves. LA from -10 to -12. They led by 38 in the third and won by 19. That was bad for the house. And the Blazers Hornets total got steamed down. No Lillard, no Devontae Graham to go along with all the other injuries for Charlotte. 219.5 down to 216.5. The in-game total was in the 230s. The Hornets had 51 points with 9 left in the second. It was 51-30. And then the game absolutely died at the end of the fourth quarter. They had 199 with 4:20 left, 210 at the close. You had the over in Portland, Charlotte yesterday. That, well, bad for the books. We'll leave it at that. There you have it, Prez. A little bad beats, bad bets, and bad for the books. Back to you, my friend.
Teddy, bad for the books. The definition of bad for the books, Prez's 5% plays. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We had one on Friday. It won. We're now on a 12-2 5% play run, an 18-4 NHL 5% sides run, and I'm 66% since December 2019. Guess why I'm telling you this, Teddy?
Well, first, congratulations, man. That's an extended run of excellent results with your top-rated selections. I give you credit. Rarely it happens. Well, this is one of those times.
I do appreciate it.
So why are you telling me?
I do appreciate that, man. Let's ask Marco. Marco D'Angelo, why am I telling everybody about my 5% run?
I am going to guess that you got a 5% play today, buddy.
Well, it is Monday, Marco, and I got a lot of grief having 5% plays on Monday. It actually has just been a coincidence. But hey, I keep winning them, man. And I love there's so many NHL plays on the card tonight. I love this NHL card is awesome. We're gonna get into that throughout the show. Marco, man, what a run, what a year you are having since January 1st. I mean, literally, dude, you've had one small slump along the way, and it's been an incredible run all the way through the whole year. 19-5 in your last 12 days across all sports. And your NBA is absurd. 21-4 NBA run. I thought my 8-2 NBA run was good. I needed to get that in there, Marco. What's going on, dude? How come you're seeing it so well? Are you just happy and in a great place in life? What's going on?
That could be it. We talk about it when you get in the groove as a handicapper, Prez. When you look at the schedule and you're running the way I'm running right now and you're running, it's almost like the schedule's in 3D. There's certain teams that pop out from the schedule and just slap you in the face. And yet when you're on the other side of that and you're struggling a little bit, it's looked like you're looking at some kind of, different language trying to find those teams. So it's been good. And, Teddy, you gave Prez, a nice compliment, and, it has been an incredible run. I would give him a nice compliment too, except the fact that every time he hits a game, my timeline is flooded with the congratulations from the Prez, because every time he hits a game, he tags me in it so he can ride along on my Twitter followers. And it's like, I had a 5% play on Saturday, and you would have never known it. I mean, they were up 5-0 in the first inning, 7-0 after 2 innings, and all my timeline was filled with, congratulations, Prez, another 5% winner. Congrats, Prez. Wait till I start bombarding your thread.
Marco, listen. Take it as a massive compliment. I grew up a wrestling fanatic. Hulk, Stone Cold, Ultimate Warrior, Sheik, all of those, Snuka, Steamboat, and so on. I still watch wrestling from time to time today, which is absurd. It's the way it works, bro. I'm looking up at you, Marco. You are a handicapping legend. And if I don't bombard you, then I can't take advantage of your 700 million Twitter followers. I'm riding your coattails.
Marco has more followers, hence Prez tags Marco. Yeah. Let's talk about some games.
And Prez, your statement of you look up to me, Prez, you look up to everybody.
Marco, Carm put in there that Carm wrote that me and you should have a fight. He had you as minus 165. I already said that I would take on a dime on me at minus 800. So I might look up to you, but I say we hit the ring, dude. Charity event, me and you. Let's go, Teddy.
I would be very interested in you at plus 145. Yeah. Nothing
Teddy,
personal,
dude, I would have.
But you work out a lot,
Teddy,
and Marco works out with his chicken wings a lot.
Teddy, my strategy would be simple. I wouldn't even have to run away from Marco. I would just have to walk in a circle for about 3 minutes, tucker him out. He'd be wheezing in the corner. That would be the end of that. Marco, let's go, man. We got to get into this show. Tampa Bay, Kansas City. Kansas City. This team had very little expectations coming into the season, and they're looking good. They just came off a nice series against Toronto. Now they're playing Tampa Bay. KC, a small dog, minus 112, 7.5. Where are you going here?
KC, a small dog, minus.
A small favorite, Marco.
I'm going to go ahead and look at Kansas City, and I'll tell you what, there is not a more Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde team in Major League Baseball right now than the Tampa Bay Rays. This is a team that's 8-8 on the season, but they're 5-1 against the New York Yankees. I'm going to ride the pattern that they've had, and this is the World Series loser. We talk about the Super Bowl loser all the time. I just think this is a letdown spot for Tampa. They're coming off the big series sweep of the Yankees in New York yesterday, finishing it off. Now they go to play a Kansas City team. Like you said, Prez, nobody expected much from the Royals this year, and they got Duffy on the mound. I mean, this is a guy that you keep waiting for the other shoe to fall, but he is pitching well right now. 2 gems to start the season. And I'm going to look for that to continue. He's, you look at this game, 6-1 with Duffy in home games, following a start where he gave up 1 earned run or less. This is a guy over the last 3 seasons that when he's in a groove, he follows it up with another good game. I'm going to look for him to get the job done tonight. Now, I will say one thing about Tampa Bay. Tampa, when the line the last 2 seasons has been a competitive number, and by that I mean in between the 125s plus and minus, they are a remarkable 22-8 in that frame. But this is just a spot where I think they're going to be flat. We've seen some early money come on Tampa Bay. Tampa opened up overnight minus 110, minus 115 around town, Circa and Westgate. I'm seeing it up to minus 121 now. So to me, they are buying in on Kansas City and going against Tampa. And KC, a little totals note for you if you want to look at the over-under. Last 16 times Kansas City has faced the left-hander, 14-2 to the under. That goes back to the start of last season. Now, you might think, okay, if they're playing unders, they're not doing well against lefties. They're out of the gate this year, 4-1 against lefties. So not a problem for KC getting the win against lefties, just not scoring a lot of runs. I like Kansas City and a lean to the under.
So I want to ask about the line move in this game because it's been, I'm not going to say an odd line move, but most of the time in early season MLB action, when the money starts flowing one way, that's the way it's going to flow. And in this game, we saw KC money overnight. And that's when it got bet up as high as minus 120. And then earlier today, we've seen the buyback come on Tampa, where now we're looking at much more of a pick'em price than we were. Do you understand this line move at all, or is there any thoughts about the line move? And this kid Fleming for the Rays, is he a bet on hurler? Is that perhaps what the money's coming in for Tampa after that initial move for KC?
Well, the initial move, Teddy, for me is the move I respect a little bit more overnight. And the reason for that is John Q. Public's not betting overnight, okay? John Q. Public is betting the day of the game. And if you're looking, John Q. Public picked the winner. Tampa just swept the Yankees. I think the public's going to gravitate to Tampa. That's my read on this particular outing. And the thing about Fleming, and this would go into if you like the under, Kansas City's not faced him yet. And we talk about first time through the league, how pitchers have the advantage over hitters. So that would help the under if we expect another good game out of Duffy and having the young pitcher facing KC for the first time. So that's my 2 takes on where the movement's at.
Marco D'Angelo, everybody. Marco, let's talk some hockey. You've had a ridiculously good hockey season so far. Congratulations. Really, really big game in Nashville tonight. Chicago Blackhawks, Nashville Predators. These 2 teams are separated by 2 points and 1 game. These guys are playing for the final spot in their division. Chicago had it locked up not a few weeks ago, and Nashville then laid down a big run. Now they're playing in Nashville. It's minus 140. We have seen some money come in on Chicago with some 137s and 135s on the board. I'm really curious. I spoke to Bryan Leonard about this game last night, and I had put a free pick up on this game. I'm super curious where you're going here.
Well, I like the dog in this one, and I think that the natural reaction from most would be to grab Nashville laying, a relatively soft number, minus 140. We've seen big favorites all year, in hockey. And looking at this one, they're returning home, looking to bounce back. They lost 2 in a row at Carolina. My concern with Nashville, one, it's the automatic bounce back call, but they're going to be facing Chicago 3 straight games, a really quirky schedule here where they face Chicago at home tonight and then go on the road to play Chicago 2 in a row there. My concern with Nashville is they're not putting the puck in the net right now. You look at their last 5 games, Prez, they're 2-3, but 4 of the 5 games they've scored 3 goals or less. If you take out that one game where they scored 7 goals, those other 4 games, they scored a grand total of 5 goals in 4 games. That's my concern here. I like Chicago here. And Nashville, this is a team that, as you said, they put together a big run to get back into the picture. And now, they've lost 3 of the last 5, not scoring a lot of goals. And I look at Chicago, they've won 3 of the last 4. They've scored 4 goals in all 3 of their victories. And the one loss in that 4-game stretch was against Detroit, at Detroit, the first game of 2 there. Yeah. But they were coming off a sweep on the road, winning a pair in Columbus. I think they might have just taken Detroit for granted a little bit in that first one. We know Detroit's not a great team, easy to look past them. They took care of business in the second one, winning 4-0. And the reason I mention that 4-0 is Chicago is 8-2 off a road blowout win of 3 goals or more over the last 3 seasons. 8-2. I'll go ahead. I'll take Chicago tonight at a nice price.
Marco, I listened to that handicap and I thought it was really great. And I'm against you here. I like Nashville in the spot. Not enough to bet it though. But when I'm listening to you, I'm thinking, I hear the under in this play, and I understand Chicago has scored a bunch of goals lately, but Nashville has a really good defense and a goalie that could stand on his head, and Nashville struggling to score. Any quick thoughts on the total?
No, I would have to agree with you. If I was going to play this total, I would be playing the under in this game, and that is the spot. And a little stat for you on Chicago supporting the under. They're 13-5 if they're coming off 2 wins or more in their last 3 games. And here's a quirky one for Nashville. Coming off the road this year, 6-0 to the under when they come back home that first game.
Marco D'Angelo, everybody. Marco, let's get to NBA, a sport that you are absolutely dominating right now. You've won 21 of your last 25 games. Way to go. Phoenix, Milwaukee minus 2.5. A total of 233.5. Oh, man, this Milwaukee team, they were one of my only, I had an incredible weekend betting, but I did take Milwaukee minus 8 on Saturday. That did not go well. What are we doing here, man?
Prez, just to say how good the NBA has been running that 21-4 run. My play yesterday was the Houston Rockets. When you can get the Rockets home in a pick the winner situation, you're running well. Okay, so that was yesterday's play. And I look at this one here, and I know there's going to be a lot of love for Milwaukee coming off a loss. They've generally been a good team bouncing back off a loss. But this is a team that, to me, that I watch them play, and they have tons of talent. They've got one of the best players in all of the NBA in the Greek Freak, but they seem to lack character. I just don't know what it is. And I go back to last year in the playoffs. This was a team that was basically a complete no-show. And if I remember correctly, Teddy, last year, you rode the hell out of Miami against Milwaukee in that playoff series. Me and you bucked one of those games, and you took me out behind the schoolyard and beat the snot out of me in that one. So I'm just not thrilled with this Milwaukee team. Phoenix is coming off an embarrassing loss. Both teams are coming off of losses, but Phoenix's was of the embarrassing magnitude for a couple reasons. They lost to a bad team, San Antonio. They got blown out by nearly 30 points. But more importantly, in today's NBA, they only scored 85 points. That just doesn't happen anymore in the NBA. And I am looking for them to bounce back. And we actually have a system that's league-wide in the NBA over the last 5 seasons, blindly playing on road teams when the line is competitive, and that's between the threes, +3 to -3, after scoring 90 points or less, which, as I just alluded to, they scored 85 points in their last game, and they're playing a team where both teams scored 105 points or more, which Milwaukee was in a high-scoring game in their loss over the weekend. 26-6 against the spread, taking the road team in that situation. That puts me squarely on Phoenix tonight. And again, looking at this number, a lot of people are going to jump on Milwaukee saying, hey, they just have to win this game. I'm not buying it. I'm going to take Phoenix. And this Phoenix team, if you remember last year in the bubble, this was the team that everybody was talking about. Obviously, they weren't making the playoffs, but they played something at the end of the season last year that has carried over their momentum and why they're playing so well this year. I like this Phoenix team. They bounce back in a big way tonight.
And of course, one more point in your favor, or one more point for the Suns. Coming off a loss this year, Phoenix 13-3 ATS, including 6-1 on the highway. The Bucks, who were great coming off a loss in each of the last 2 years, this year just 9-12 against the number when coming off a defeat. Both those teams obviously coming off bad losses over the weekend, as Marco mentioned. Marco, great stuff, my friend. What do you have going today at WagerTalk.com? What do you want to promote?
Well, I got one play so far, but I am going to be looking to add an NBA play later today once we get some lineup. It's just been frustrating this year with the lineups, and you got to make sure all hands are on deck. But I do have a hockey play up, 19-6 with the hockey on the season. I'm very selective with the hockey. This is actually the first year that we really dabbled in the hockey, but it's been great. 19-6. You can pick that play up right now for $9, and then watch later today. I will have another play as well.
Awesome stuff, Marco. Thanks for joining us, man. We love having you on. Go grab some chicken wings. And guys, 20 seconds break. Teddy's big game breakdown still, and Bryan Leonard. We're running late, but hey, we're providing you with quality, actionable info. Hit that like button, everybody, and we'll be right back.
Each and every Monday is $9 Monday at WagerTalk.com. All daily picks packages are priced at only $9, including $40 5% best bets. As an added bonus, all new users will receive $25 in wager bucks credited to their accounts, available for immediate use after their initial $9 Monday purchase. So make sure to take advantage of $9 Mondays at WagerTalk.com.
It is time for today's big game breakdown. We're going to talk NBA on ESPN this evening. The 76ers and the Warriors. And unfortunately, since we've gone on air, this line has just moved. So we're no longer getting the best of the number. But I am going to make a case for Philadelphia against Golden State tonight. Let's start with this. There are questions about Steph Curry, if he's even going to go this evening. And Curry has been unbelievable, really, for the Warriors of late. He's shooting 50% from three-point range this month. 3 of the last 4 games, he's hit double-digit three-pointers. Curry with a bum ankle is a big concern here, whether he plays or not. That's not the only injury, obviously, for Golden State, but it is the keyest. Because when you're talking about Philadelphia defensively, look, there's a lot of talk about Ben Simmons as Defensive Player of the Year. Ben Simmons is going to be it's going to be locked in on Curry all night long. I do not expect Steph Curry, if he plays, to go off the way he has and hit double-digit three-pointer when he hit 8 the game before that. He's been able to take advantage of teams that didn't have the defender to stop him. I don't think that'll be the case this evening. And you look at the other end of the equation. You look at the Draymond Green versus Joel Embiid side. And I love Draymond Green as a defender against elite centers. I don't think this is a good matchup for him. I really don't. And Embiid, we talk about Simmons as being defensive player of the year. Embiid's legit MVP candidate, like Curry. But I don't think Golden State has the defender to shut him down. Then we talk about Kelly Oubre being banged up. We talk about Toscano Anderson being banged up. We talk about Wiseman being out. I'll give Golden State a lot of credit. Again, they won 4 of their last 5. And the loss came in very competitive fashion at Boston. But Philly's a different animal. The Sixers, in my mind, the team to beat in the Eastern Conference. And I like them at -9. At -10, don't like them quite as much, but I certainly wouldn't look in the other direction in this one. Curry, not tonight. Give me Philly minus the points against Golden State. And that's your big game breakdown. Back to you, Mr. Prez.
Teddy, we got Bryan Leonard joining us, and man, really fast becoming one of our best guests. Bryan, 3 weeks in a row. Thank you for taking the time out of your day, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's nice to be back on the show.
Bryan, I think you could play a pirate.
I can bat for the
Don't you think?
Pittsburgh Pirates.
No, like an actual, like in Black Sails or something with that awesome facial hair you got going. Put on Dave Koken's eye patch. Rocking and rolling, dude. It is amazing, though, how we attribute eye patches to pirates. I mean, I don't know. Were they the only people that wore them? Anyway, shut up, Prez. Carolina, Tampa Bay. Guys, we're going to talk that game, the Montreal game, and the Columbus, Florida game. Before we get into that, let me tell you guys, Bryan Leonard has made you people 60% return on investment if you've bet his NHL season from start to finish. And Bryan, 60%, I mean, look, is it Bitcoin? Is it rhodium? It's certainly better than almost every other thing on the planet. 60% in 3 months? Come on. Way to go, dude.
Thank you.
Now's the time that you point out that I'm at 83%.
Well,
No?
percentage really doesn't matter when you're betting on hockey and baseball. You're looking at net winners, and I don't know what your net winners are, but I know you're having a hell of a season. Yeah, it's been a really good hockey season. It's only my 4th year betting hockey, and I've gotten to the point where I'm more confident in my hockey plays than I am sports that I've been betting for 40 years. So it's just what I do seems to be working out this year, and you've been terrific as well.
Yeah, dude, me and you, 1 and 2. Koken is right there with us. All 3 of us just rolling. Kevin Dolan, Marco. It's just been amazing. Have you found that this year has been better, or you like the setup better? Is this scheduling helping you?
Yeah, it definitely helps me. I've always liked to look at teams that lost a game that they shouldn't have lost. A lot of times you have to wait a month, 2 months to see those teams play again. Here we get to see them play in 2 weeks, sometimes in just the next game. So it's worked out very well for me, and I'm very happy with the schedule. And if it's up to me, I wish they would do this more often. This is sort of like reminding me of back in the olden days in baseball when you played the American League and the National League, and you didn't have the interleague play. Let's just have the Western divisions play each other, the Eastern divisions play each other, and then meet up for the World Series of hockey.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Let's talk a little NHL for tonight, Bryan. 3 games to break down. Let's start with Carolina and Tampa Bay. The Lightning, short home favorites in the -120 range. Total here, 5.5. Who do you like, the Panthers or the Lightning?
If you look at full season rankings now, Carolina's the better team. Tampa Bay was so good all season long, but they've really struggled as of late, haven't played well at all. Carolina's a team I think a lot of us really like coming into the season. Some of us put bets on for them to win the championship. They've been more consistent all season long. Tampa's really good, or they're really bad. Right now, they're really bad. You take a look at Carolina on the road, 13-7-0. Tampa Bay 16-5-0 at home. Tampa's really good home team, but Carolina's right there as one of the best teams on the road. And like I said, if you take a look at season to date now, Carolina's the better team, and we're getting them at plus money here. I like Carolina in this game. This is one of the situations where I'm looking forward to play the better team at plus money. You don't get that very often in hockey.
Yeah, and Bryan, Carolina, I agree. I mean, this team is just unbelievable. I still have Tampa Bay rated above them in the power ratings in my power poll, but now without Stamkos, no Kucherov, he is coming back though. I think this team is just going to struggle to find scoring, and I think Carolina could beat any team in the league any day they want. Let's move to the next game, and that is the Montreal Canadiens playing Edmonton. Same time as Ottawa and Calgary. Calgary and Montreal are going to just duke it out. I think even though Calgary's got a couple of games, Montreal's got a couple of games in hand on Calgary. They got to play each other 3 times still. And now Montreal has to play Edmonton. I'm dying to hear what your thoughts are on this, because I think Edmonton is a much better team than Montreal. But man, Montreal was just shellacked by the Ottawa Senators 2 games ago. They have to play a good game tonight. This has to be their spot.
Yeah, it's to me, it's a great spot for Montreal. You got a team who hasn't played. They've been on a homestand, haven't played well. A lot of bickering between the players, and a lot of people have given up on Montreal. I think they're an afterthought, but it's a team in Montreal. They get to go on the road, get to clear their heads a little bit, and they've played well against Edmonton so far. And if you take a look at Edmonton, they're 13-8-0 at home, 13-7-2 on the road. So they're just as good on the road as they are at home. Montreal is actually a little bit better on the road, 9-4-7 on the road, 10-2 at home. I like Montreal here. I think the spot is clear for Montreal, and they've played well against Edmonton. And once again, we're getting them at plus money here. I agree. Edmonton's a better team. They're plus 17 in the differential for goals this year. Montreal plus 6, but they're not that much better. So I'll take Montreal here, and I think we've got a nice spot here for the Canadiens.
So this time, Bri, so help me, I'm going to get the team names right. Did you hear me before? I called Carolina the Panthers.
I've called the Carolina Panthers in my head so many times all year long.
Okay, so then I don't feel quite so bad.
It's really easy. I mean, think about it. Carolina has a lot of hurricanes. They're famous for hurricanes. And Florida is famous for panthers. Super simple.
Are they really?
Clearly, yes.
Call them the alligators. I believe the Florida alligators. Panthers, I'm not so sure.
Hey, everybody knows Columbus is famous for Blue Jackets. Come on, guys. Teddy.
Well, I was going to Columbus. I don't know why. That's one of those team names you just remembered it because nobody else has it, but nobody else has hurricanes either. Anyway, Columbus in Florida today. Blue Jackets versus Panthers, and Florida is laying $2, $2.10, $2.20 rather than full game. You want to attack the first period in this one. Tell us who and tell us why.
Yeah, this is an interesting game for myself. I think I'm going to be involved with both sides on this in live betting. Columbus is one of those teams that they're probably out of the playoffs right now. They're at 39 points. Fourth place team Nashville's at 49. So it's a situation with Columbus. They're playing spoiler at this point. But the one thing you can get out of Columbus is they played very well all season long in the first period. And that's what we're looking to bet on right now. And a lot of the times, your first period lines are basically the same as your full game lines, very similar to that. But every team has certain things they do well, and Columbus plays very well in the first period. You take a look at Columbus on the season; they're 8, 5, and 10, plus 2.62 net units on the road in the first period. They come out very well. The 10 is a push, obviously, but they're 8 and 5 on the road, and they're always plus money. So plus the 2.62 is a really nice period here for them. Florida's only 4, 4, and 12 at home in the first period. 12 ties, 4 wins, 4 losses. They've lost money in the first period. If you take a look at the way this game sets up, Columbus has just lost 5 of their last 6 in this series against Florida. They know they've got to come out and play them very well in this first period to have any chance at all. Florida's a team that comes back home after a 6-game road trip. Their last game, they beat Tampa Bay in a real game that they needed to have. You can easily see Florida looking past Columbus in this game. I like Columbus plus the 175 in the first period. And at the end of the first period, if Columbus has a lead, I'm going to come back and look to play on Florida at the discounted price to win this game. I think Florida wakes up after that lazy first period, and I'm looking to get both sides of this. Columbus plus 175, and then Florida somewhere in the minus maybe 130, 140 range after they fall behind 1-0.
Bryan, I love this handicap. I think it's really well thought out. And there is a correlated, just general thought between the two games that we just discussed, the Carolina game and the Florida game. And the reason is simple. Florida played Tampa Bay. Those two teams are not only state rivals. They're at the top, they're fighting it out for position. Those were very emotional games for them. Whereas Columbus is out of it, and Carolina was not in that position. I think Carolina first period is a good bet. I think Columbus first period is outstanding. Florida has to come out flat tonight. Just such a great handicap, man. What do you have to promote?
On a 24-8 run in hockey, and I do have two plays I've put up for $9 Monday, $9 each, and we didn't discuss either one of those games. And I also gave two first period selections to my seasonal clients. One of them was the one I gave you here on Columbus, and I have another one. So if you sign up for for longer than a day, for a month or longer, you'll get both of those plays. So you can get those over at WagerTalk right now. We didn't talk any baseball. I'll be on the baseball show in just an hour or so. We'll talk some baseball. To continue watching WagerTalk and join us for baseball. Tony Finn and I will break down the baseball card for today.
Awesome stuff. Way to go, Bryan. We'll see you next week, guys. It's time for the world famous, legendary penalty box segment. Oh, the cymbal crescendos. Teddy Covers, I got a 5% play up tonight. It's yours for only $9. That's right. It's $9 Mondays at WagerTalk.com. Bryan's plays, Teddy's plays, Marco's plays, my plays, all $9. I got two NBA plays up as well. Guys, make sure to head over to WagerTalk.com. Take advantage of it. Let's get into some free NHL bets tonight. And I'll tell you, man, it's hard to follow Bryan up. I mean, that first period, Columbus plus 175, you get a push if it's tied at the end. Love that pick. I think it's better than all three that I'm going to give out right now. Let's go to the Tampa Bay Carolina game. And guys, I'm looking at the over in this game. I know that Tampa Bay, they lost Stamkos. Kucherov's not playing. They still were able to put up a 3-spot in their last two games. I think we're going to get a 3-spot here from Tampa Bay. And this Carolina team can score with anybody. 5.5 is the number. I think this game has got 4-2 to 4-3 written all over it. Take the over. Jessica, I hear you. I am answering my phone even while on the show. Guys, hit that like button. Teddy, let's go to the Chicago game. Chicago-Nashville, we spoke about it earlier. I like the under in this game. I mentioned it on Marco's segment. Look, I think this Nashville team, they're struggling to score right now. They put up a 1 and a 1 in their last two games. And Chicago is a team that has, although they have put up 4 goals in each of their last 4 games, this is an under team by nature. I think it's a very important game for these guys, so I'm playing under the total. And I like Edmonton tonight against Calgary, against Montreal, guys. Edmonton minus 120. That's it for me, Teddy. had to let that finish. You told me 12:45. Take us home, baby.
Sure. Hockey heavy on a Monday. I want to thank Marco D'Angelo for joining us. I want to thank Bryan Leonard for joining us. I want to thank the Prez for being my co-host. I want to thank Joe Ranieri behind the scenes for making sure the show runs smooth. And I want to thank you out there in viewerland for taking time out of your busy Monday to hang out with Prez and I here on Wager Talk Today. We'll be back again tomorrow, Tuesday, 9 a.m. here on the left coast, noon for you back east. Between now and then, enjoy the games and good luck.
Each and every Monday is $9 Monday at WagerTalk.com. All daily picks packages are priced at only $9, including $40 5% best bets. As an added bonus, all new users will receive $25 in wager bucks credited to their accounts, available for immediate use after their initial $9 Monday purchase. So make sure to take advantage of $9 Mondays at WagerTalk.com.